Nah, I always, that's the crazy part about that shit too, because I was a water baby. Like I
Mm-hmm.
spent hours in the water, and then
Mm-hmm.
you grow up and motherfuckers be like, black people don't swim, and it's like I'll be looking at me like, am I black nigga? Like what
Word.
the
You always end up questioning your own psychological black card because you don't do shit that niggas do. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, even if we talking about dating and it being such a thing where you not told the rules for real.
No,
So
you never told the
therefore,
rules of that shit.
so you go into that shit like I'm a good guy. You know what I'm saying? And if she not looking for that, how do
Then
you
you,
reconcile? How
then
do
you
you
gotta
reconcile?
then you gotta pivot like immediately, like, and you don't even know when and how to pivot. Like, that's super difficult, bro.
Yeah, crazy shit, man.
Especially if you've never been taught.
Who's doing the teaching of the men and the women how to be their best version of themselves, and how do we qualify and clarify that within our relationships? Like, who taught you that women is supposed to get all of this money from a man? Who taught you that? You know what I mean? Like, what is the rules in the whole layout of what is expected in the parameters of a relationship?
Are we talking operating procedures, or are we talking about
We talking about pure facts of,
pure facts,
yeah,
individualized?
pure facts generalized.
Okay. Okay. The short of it is no one. The long of
What
it
you
would be
mean? What you mean? No
no
one, no
one. No
one.
one teaches you that.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I mean, for an overwhelming majority, no one teaches you that. Sort of like no one really teaches you how to have sex, right? You just sort of like wing it based off of the experiences of the things that you've seen and the things that you think you are supposed to do.
But then what about the dude that comes in it with the six pack? He's strong. He got the masculine energy at 16. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was the fat boy. You know what I mean? Like I had barriers that I gave myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like so crazy to me because now I look back like, damn, I could have just been at the gym and made the shit much more easier for myself. So
And
it's like,
plus,
who
you
is
gotta
teaching us?
right, and plus we gotta see like most of the time, a lot of people is like watching MTV and all types of stuff. So it's just like most time you think and you see the people that's succeeding and have success, they have money, and that's what we see for, especially basketball players.
Mhm.
Having that success, having that prior toward money gives this illusion like this is what they're gonna want because that's what they go after in a way. That's what we see, and when we watch TV and celebrity, MTV, YouTube.
Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier. It's like, damn, what if you just a regular nigga, you drive a Toyota, you live in an apartment, you take care of your bills, you take care of yourself. What's wrong with that man? What makes him undesirable? You dig me?
It's the boringness, right? Because thing is, depending on what you was exposed to, especially when you get into relations and when you get to liking somebody, the first person you like and what they exposed and what you try to like want them to be and how you kind of staying around it is gonna grow on you, especially when you gotta do certain things. If you get what I'm putting down, and then once that leave, you now you got this effect on you on this last person. So you're gonna be searching for things, or you're gonna be out of order because that last thing felt different. You know, the person's actions is like, this is what I kind of like, until you get around people that's telling you like, no, that's stupid that you like that.
I don't think it's a matter of anything being wrong with that man. I think it's a combination of women who have been allowed to use preference as a standard, and the fact that society tells you that you can just throw people away and move on. Um, the the man or woman who is basically doing what they're supposed to do as a functioning adult, right? We're not talking about these snappy catchphrases of high value this or that. Like, that shit is not relevant in anything. So we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is a normal human being who can take care of themselves, who simply just wants to be with another human being that can take care of themselves. And I think society tells us far too often, especially with the way we approach consumerism and the accumulation of so-called tangible goods. Society tells us that the things that you have accumulated determine your worth to the people that actually want to or don't want to be with you.
But Paul, but like you said something, bro, and it's like sometimes you will say something and then it don't stick when it need to stick. You said that people make their preferences the standards, and when you
Yeah.
said it, I didn't know what you was talking about.
Mhm.
I heard what you said,
Mhm.
but I
So,
couldn't differentiate the difference between a
so
preference and a standard. And hold on, I think that most people don't take the 10 seconds to sit back and differentiate between what are my standards and what are my preferences, and let me prioritize my standards over my preferences, period.
mhm. And the short of it is, here's a simple example. A preference is 6 foot, six figures, 6 inches, so forth and so on. A standard is, does he believe in God? Does he take care of his responsibilities? Does he get up and go to work every day? Is he going to be able to create the space in order to provide protection as well as any other provision that is necessary for this relationship to work? For me to be, as a woman, feminine and submissive willingly, right? That's the difference, right? When a woman tells you she needs you to have the money that she has, that's a preference. That's that's not a standard.
And
Because
So check out this video and let
okay,
me know, is she talking about preferences or is she talking about standards?
but
But if you know the little small things and you say, babe, problem. But if you know the little small things and you say, babe, here's $500, go and get yourself some more panties. How you know I need some? Oh, I checked your drawer.
That's what I be doing.
Just the little details. If I'm in the supermarket and I'm talking to you, or you text me, hey, what are you doing? I'm in the supermarket, and you send me like $500. That's like,
Yo, Joe Budden for this is crazy, son.
yo, he
Look at his
shooting his
face.
shot without shooting his shot right in
he
front,
lying.
Yo,
right in
He
front of
yo,
lying.
everybody,
yo.
right in front of
Listen,
everybody.
listen, dog.
some more panties. How you know I need some? Oh, I checked your drawer.
That's what I be doing.
Just the little details. If I'm in
Great
the
face.
supermarket and I'm talking to you, or you text me, hey, what are you doing? I'm in the supermarket, and you send me like $500. That's like, whoa.
And
You
it's so
thinking it's just
blatantly
little
obvious.
That's
stuff
what I be
like that.
doing.
It's
Just little
it's
shit, yeah.
cute
So blatantly obvious that nigga shooting his shot, bro.
Now, is she talking about? Listen to what she says though.
details. If I'm in the supermarket and I'm talking to you, or you text me, hey, what are you doing? I'm in the supermarket, and you send me like $500. That's like, whoa. You're thinking it's just little
That's
stuff
what I be
like that.
doing.
It's,
Just little
it's
shit, yeah.
cute.
Is that a standard or a preference?
That's a preference.
Preference is short. Like for real talk. Someone to be sent 500 off the muscle.
See, a standard is your non-negotiables, right? See, a woman can't say 6 foot, 6 figures, got to match me in money, got to match me in this, that, and the third, got to take care of me, da, 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 da. You can't say that that is a standard when you got dudes on your roster that ain't got none of that, and you giving them the box. You understand? Like,
okay, but where is the disconnect? Because she clearly is top tier delusional.
The disconnect
and Joe Buttons is saying that's what I do. That's what I would do.
Yeah. First of all, he pandering, right? He trying to see if he could get Bernice to go back home with him and Sin Santana. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. He's just keeping that option open. You know what I'm saying? But if a person you're speaking to hears that and doesn't check that right away, that's where the disconnect happens. That's what adds and leads to the delusion within the individual that thinks that they can have a straight face and say that to you, and that's a justifiable claim. It's not a justifiable claim. You're telling me your preference. You're not telling me a standard. You don't need $500 just to go get some underwear. You don't. You don't need $500 to go shopping if you are already shopping. You don't. Like, what is we talking about here? You talking about a dude that's just willing to give it up because on somewhere psychologically he may feel like he may lose you if he doesn't. And somewhere in a manipulatory Tory type of way, you have made him believe that if he isn't willing to do this, you can surely get that from somewhere else. So there is a balance, right? If I'm worried about losing you and you clearly make me feel like you out of my league psychologically, right? Then the beta sent male shit kicks in and I will clearly put you on the pedestal like you want to be or like I think you want to be, and I'm going to give you everything I could possibly give you because I'm afraid that I might lose you. Because if I'm not doing it, somebody else is definitely going to be willing to do it. You dig me? Like
Joe Buttons ass
with somebody like that, she just left a basketball player that make $300 million, right? So when you get into a situation with her and you work at the local 304, like listen, you're not giving her nothing that she hasn't already seen. So
but the sick part is she giving girls advice.
Yeah,
or how to maneuver.
That's the sick part. Because she used to work in a bar in New York, right? They call them star tenders, not bartenders, right? So she worked at a famous motion bar in New York City. Like, bro, she used to average 30 grand a weekend. Like, it's different up there. You know what I'm saying? The bartenders up there get more than the strippers get. So if you understand that, and then you understand that you coming to the table, probably only bringing to the table half of what she get in a couple months. Like, bro, you not in her league in that area. So she can set the standard based off of her preference. And either you fall in line or somebody else going to take that spot. It's that simple.
But how does that help the average person in dating and getting to their desired match and, you know, their forever, their person, things of that nature? If the cue is if he sends you $500 at the grocery store when you're already at the grocery store, like that's the shit that you should be looking out for and with a straight face. and with everybody surrounding her, not really checking her on how crazy that is in real life.
Because it's like we gotta realize the things that we allow. Because people always want to blame, like, yeah, they was doing this and they was doing that, but it's like most things we allow to happen to us, and then we be want to sit up and be mad about it.
Yeah, that it if there was something that I could point to, it would probably be this is what not to do if you're just a young woman coming up, unless you're getting it like that. And for a dude, for a regular dude, like the lessons from this is you don't approach that woman. That's not the type of woman you need to be going for. Right? That's just the reality. I'm sorry, bro. And this is not about your victimhood. This is not about your woe is me. I ain't gonna never be able to get a woman like that. No, this is you just not gonna get that woman.
I mean, but the thing is, I feel like the reality of it is that there are solutions, there are alternatives, and we need to be able to identify and speak to what is actually real and what is actually possible. Like what you said earlier before we got on the live, is that, it's a lot of bullshit out there, but there's
Mhm.
also a lot of solutions and a lot of positivity. But it's like we got to get through the bullshit to
First.
get to the growth of the fruit, or the,
Mhm.
the trees or the grass.
Mhm.
That's the nature of manure. So, just get into, dealing with it all. You feel me? So I want people to like the video if they have not liked the video, share, subscribe, join the Discord, join the Discord, join the Discord. No botting, no spamming, no fucking, just conversations, man. We got to get that thing back popping again, and we need your help. So
Yeah,
join the
especially if you're
Discord,
ready to grow your own channel and
right?
show up your content.
Especially if you're trying to make some money, if you're trying to connect, if you're trying to enter and overstand, join the Discord and let's get into it. But please, please, the best thing you could do is like the video.
Yeah, we solution based. Like I don't want to talk about this stuff ever from a space, or rather, I don't want to give off the impression ever from a space that um everything is doom and gloom. But I do wholeheartedly believe in exactly what you're talking about and what you've been saying, which is that we have to get through the bullshit before we can point out the bullshit, and before we can point out, the evolution of things. Like, because there is a lot of good shit out here. There's a lot of money being made and a lot of people that are coming up too. The only problem that we want to do first is we want to address the things that nobody else wants to address. We wouldn't be who we are if we didn't. You muted, big bro.
So it's two videos that I want to show, and I'm not gonna play them straight through. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna stop it at certain points, but I want to kind of examine these perspectives, and I feel like it's easier to digest this information because it's pro man, but it's also coming from women. So of course we can say it, but then it's like you broke, you ugly, you don't got no motion. That's why you feel like this. But let's listen to beautiful women who seem to have a good head on their shoulders and talking that talk. But please like the video. It helps out the algorithm. It gets people to the channel. And yeah, after this video, let's get into our infomercial. Let's tell the people what we offer, what we got on the flip side too. So keep that in mind. But please like the video, family. We appreciate you so much.
Listen, a man who is trying to teach his woman loves his woman. That's their form of love. They are natural teachers. They want to guide, they want to lead, they want to make sure that you are safe and you are mentally prepared for any enemy that is coming at you. Okay? So a lot of women are taking their criticism or taking their direction as a personal attack, when really it's their form of love. Men typically, from my experience, are analyzers. They analyze.
So, Serpent, when you ever criticize or tried to bring up things in an intimate relationship, was it received? And it's a double question for both of y'all. Do you fall into the programming that says that you have to protect, provide, and you just more or less of a bringer of good things versus somebody that should be in his ogun phase within the relationship, teaching, guiding, and leading his woman? Have you ever had that opportunity? You know what I mean? Or are these concepts kind of like more or less foreign to you, things that you've learned later in life?
The first question, it was more likely than not received well. Whenever
When you tried
I,
to criticize or
yeah,
like
yeah. Whenever I got to a place of needing to express some level of constructive criticism, I always found myself checking my delivery, checking my tone, making sure the sun was out. Like it was all kinds of weird shit that would prevent whatever I was trying to teach in that moment, or at least express in that moment, from that person being able to receive it. Um, I don't know, maybe it was narcissism, maybe it was, the childhood brain. Like, I don't know. I couldn't speak for that person, but very far and few in between has a woman ever received constructive criticism from me, um, correctly, rather, especially based off of my intention. And the second part, what was the second question again?
let's stop there because I want to just I'll get back to that second question, but like what is the disconnect between I want a man to send me $500 at the store to I want a man to lead me for life under God? What is the major disconnect in that? Because
There's no real God.
Yeah, one's valuing the material, one's
There's no
valuing the
there
spiritual.
the person that the provisions will be provided for, they use God as mouth speak and not necessarily their motivating factor. So um what I notice about, and I'm not saying all of them, so please don't at me because you will get a response. I
Mhm.
I don't necessarily know a lot of women that put God first. I know a lot of women that talk about God. I know a lot of women that speak to the relevancy of God based on the environment and the people that they may be around. However, when we're talking about actual intention with and through God, bro, I'm 45. I have not seen a lot of women that way. So I think the disconnect is that people are acting as if they believe in a higher power, but their true actions and the way that they actually feel is I need mine first.
Let me get me out the way and then we'll double back and figure things out on the flip side.
Mhm.
A
It's
person, especially the person they're with. They see your frame of thinking, they see where your weaknesses are, and they want to strengthen you. I'll go even further. When a man cares about a woman, he wants to protect her. And so, knowing how vulnerable she is to potential dangers, to the enemy, to predators, to threats out in the world, he is going to analyze her critical thinking and her mind frame. And if he sees flaws in it, he sees that you are naive in certain areas, he is going to want to fix that. He's going to want to teach you. He's going to want to make you stronger, more mentally aware, so that you're not a target for dangerous people and entities in the world. Okay? That's a good man. And that's one of the deepest forms of love.
Was she accurate or was she pandering to men?
She need to be protected.
Accurate. You got somebody that's really trying to look out for you, and like low key be like, "Hey man, watch your step." You low key like getting mad at them. I'm telling you, you'll lose a lot of friends trying to keep them accountable when they even ask you to as well.
But how do you cross the bridge between I want a man to buy me a lot of shit to let me guide and protect you? Because I hear it, but on another level, I think she full of shit. Because how do you ever get it to that? It's good we talking about it, but in real life, how do you implement it? And if you can't implement it, you like pissing on me and telling me that you raining on me.
I,
That
I,
it's raining.
I see where you going with this, big bro. I see your twerk. So, um, um, if you've never had the quote unquote pleasure to have been experiencing that type of struggle within relationships, or just dealing with it with sexual partners and whatnot, and you're speaking from a level of being up, that's what it would sound like. Like she's speaking from a level of being up already. So there's no way for us to know if she's being sincere or genuine, because she's already speaking from a place of being up. She's already getting the things that she's speaking to. However, she's not speaking to how
How
the
do you get
everyday,
there? How do
yeah,
you get
yeah,
there?
how does the average everyday person get to that point? She's not speaking to that. So
No, listen, nobody talks to that. Nigga, like nobody speaks to that because that separates the basketball players from the fans.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my thing is yes and no, because I'm so busy trying to be a provider and a money getter, I might let a motherfucker crash out.
Mm.
Facts. You might be distracted by your everyday duties.
I got shit to do.
Yo, this is a fact. This is a fact.
So the key is actually getting that out of a motherfucker naturally. And I don't and that goes back to God too. Because at the end of the day, yes. But yes and how is two different things. To have somebody look at me and say, I want to be with you because I want you to guide me and teach me about life, versus I want to be with you because the way you look and how much money you got, as a man, you can't do shit about that because the logic that's processing in another person's head is like it's so many ways that you can go about a relationship. It's not really set for this person and that person. I could actually do backflips in my relationship. No, I could do cartwheels in my relationship. I can put you in the figure four leg lock if we come up with like, come on. We convoluting the subject and we not getting to a place where there is a standard.
Mhm.
See how that works?
Yeah, yeah.
Always gonna be a preference.
I like how you cook that. I like how you cook that.
Women, be careful with saying, I don't need a man, because the enemy fears you being under a man's headship. If you're under that man's headship, the enemy can't even touch you. The only way he can is if he gets you separated from your husband. He'll have to wait until your husband is away to get inside your mind. If you have a praying husband and he's praying over the household, demons can't even live there. They're uncomfortable. You can sleep peacefully.
Let's examine this with a fine tooth comb. when your husband is away?
Mm-hmm.
What's the logic? What's the logic in a man staying at the house 24/7 to fight against demons?
Say that one more time. I didn't hear that last part.
She said that demons can only attack you when your husband is away.
Right.
But your husband is going to be away at some point.
Facts.
Well, what if your husband is the demon?
50% of marriages end in divorce. So being protected because you married,
That doesn't make sense.
it don't make sense. But this is what I'm talking about when you get online and you look halfway decent and you pander to men. You can't even see that the bitch is rusing you.
I hate you. What word did you just use?
Ruse. She's doing a ruse, nigga. She said if a man is in your house, you is protected. But you know how many times chicks leave when a good man is in the house? Listen, in this day and age, you're not getting a divorce because of abuse or because of some real bad issue. Most of the times, people just not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And they use the relationship as a scapegoat for them not being happy. Now, let's imagine the million different alternatives for self-work and self-love and things of that nature where, married or not, you still going to have to do the inner work. To which I always use the example, yeah, honey, I think I want to wake up early and work out and take care of myself and, go on my self-care journey. And somebody like, no, the fuck you ain't gonna go on no self-care journey. No, you better sit here with these motherfucking kids and shut the fuck up.
Damn.
I am so weak right now. Yo, that sounds like every black household I've ever been in, bro. I swear to God, bro.
The relationship is not your reasoning for feeling bad. You are your reasoning for feeling bad. But let black people tell it, they husband ain't shit, they wife ain't shit. They was the perfect one in the relationship, and that's not true. And then you get online, it's a nigga pandering to you. It's a girl pandering to you. And you think niggas is watching this video thinking, really pondering this shit. And this bitch is yapping.
And it's like you don't hear people go like, yeah, it was my fault and we was working and stuff, so we decided. Nah, man, I had to get away from them. It was the shit they was causing, they was doing.
You know why, AD? Because when you say it was my fault, there's no reason for the relationship to end.
Facts.
You have a strong black family when you say it was my fault, let me get my shit together. It's so much easier to say my partner wasn't shit, my partner did this, my partner did that.
And I think there's something to be said from, certain levels of women, especially melanated women that probably suffer from a little bit of Munchausen syndrome. Like, a lot of them do the victimhood well. And then when you sit back and you do the inventory check on being the victim, it's like, oh, so you was never the problem. Like, ever?
Y'all ever seen Tales from the Crypt? Where it was
one of my favorites.
You remember the dude who walked in? He was drawing the pictures of old boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how motherfuckers imagine black men to be. They just walk in the house a fucking monster,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
breaking dishes, yelling at him, shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Why'd you leave, girl? He was a monster. He just kicked over chairs, flipped over furniture. And it's just like, I know for a fact that people get pushed to a certain level and they snap.
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
they snap, he is now the bad guy. What you did previous to that don't matter.
And
And
what they
as a
don't tell
certain
you, and what they don't tell you is that there's no rehabilitation for that man within society's eyes, right? He could get his shit all the way together and do a complete 180, 360 in his life. And what ends up happening, he'll never live that part of it down.
in society's eyes, your kids' eyes, if you flip out in front of your kids, how
That's it.
many times have you seen somebody say, yeah, my dad flipped out on my mom. I'll never
Mm-hmm.
forgive him for that.
Yep.
But it's never, this bitch was nagging him to no end every single day about money that he didn't have or whatever the scenario is. And it's just like, and you sitting back, you didn't know what was the antagonizer to it. You just like, damn, my dad got issues. He got
Yeah.
anger problems.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Because you were taught to put a magnifying glass on that thing, or rather a magnifying glass was put on that thing, and the only explanation you got from that was something wrong with my dad. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right.
I don't know what's wrong with your daddy. I don't know what's wrong with him. He just maybe I don't know.
Yeah. He just couldn't handle it.
He just can't handle a family.
Yeah.
He can't handle all the responsibilities, and it's like we make it hard on him, and we not doing nothing in reference to making it easier. Listen, we were under his guidance and leadership, and he said he didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We was listening to him. We was like, Dad, where you want us to lead to today?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't want us to play Xbox? You don't want us to get on our laptops, on our phones?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah, fuck you, Dad.
You ain't gonna pay for my subscription to this.
I can't stand my fucking dad, yo.
What'd he do? He ain't give me money for Roblox. Fuck ass
nigga.
nigga.
Need to take the trash out and shit. Talking about eat my vegetables. The fuck?
Talking about responsibility and chores. I ain't with that shit, man.
Motherfucker said I had to do my homework before I left the house. Shit.
This nigga actually want me to get good grades in school, and I'm just sitting back like, Dad, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, come on now.
Lock in.
Lock in. Come on, man. Dad. Now, seriously, Dad, for real?
Like, Dad, I know you ain't even graduate high school, Dad, so why I gotta keep going?
Yeah, my kids love telling me, nigga, you went to jail. What you
Damn.
Your kids say that?
Yes, nigga. Whenever I'm trying to inspire them to be great, they like, why I need to be great? You went to prison. You wrote books and shit. You all right? Like, I'm like, come on, man. We got to do better.
Yo, your kids are the fucking truth, nigga. Like, yo, that's crazy.
Lock in.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, shit. That's crazy. Man, that's...
What they say? I can't make this shit up.
Be careful with saying I don't need a man. You're basically putting death on yourself and your household. You're saying that there will never be a man worth needing in my house. Start asking God, start praying, God, bless me with the man that I do need. That's need.
Whoa. Hitting them with that hot mumbo jumbo, nigga.
That's hot mumbo jumbo right there, nigga. Shit, I thought we was gonna get a high value man in there somewhere.
Start praying for a high value man. Set your altar up to Kevin Samuels and Baphomet.
Word. I mean, you need to do that shit anyway before Baron come through.
He popped up on a show the other night.
Man, that was crazy. You seen that? It said Red Baron, and then it just went away.
Yep.
He did.
Yep.
I need his warrior spirit. I need his intelligence. I need his wisdom. I need that guy to me. I need that. I don't want to curse my household before it was ever created. I don't want to curse myself before I ever received it. Be careful with saying I don't need a man.
The crazy part is she's probably a witch right goddamn now. Because there's only two things that makes you privy to this type of spiritual information and understanding. It's either you truly devout and in line with the Creator, the Most High, or you a witch. And I'll leave it up to y'all to decide which one she is.
I mean, it's like, where are we supposed to have the conversations based on standards? Where do we establish that? Because I want to find where all the women are at that are looking for standards and not preferences, that are looking for non-negotiables and not things that you can't help.
Do you firmly believe that a woman will actually accept you explaining to her the difference between her preferences and her standards?
No, once you cross over, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. There is no going back. You can't
There
put
is
that.
no going back. But you can meet a woman that wants to be led by you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's real. But if she don't want to be led by you, she just don't. It ain't nothing that's gonna happen on this earth where a girl is gonna wake up and say, start praying to God for a man, and God is just gonna be like, here you go. Because what are we forgetting in this whole scheme of things? Be mad at me if you want, but you ain't did no inner work. You ain't did no changing. You ain't did no bettering of yourself. You just prayed to God for a better man and not became a better woman. Be mad at me if you want.
All you want.
You better off praying for wisdom.
Like, you can't just go get a new pair of pants and be like, I'm fly.
And they took a bath.
You ain't wash your ass, but you got a new outfit on. Where the fuck they do that at? Lord have mercy.
Sooner or later, it all catches up to you, because the issue was a lot of times with women is that they will get mad. And if you a good man, you're not gonna get mad with her. You're just gonna look at her crash out and be like, damn, another one bites the dust, because you're not emotionally capable of providing positive energy towards this union because of your past actions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not my fault as the new guy in your relationship to be a time traveler and heal your past. That responsibility is entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Your healing journey is your healing journey, because when you was having fun at the club, when you was on Tinder, when you was doing all of these particular things, it was all good. You was having screaming multiple orgasms. Now you having a meltdown over somebody that actually love and care about you. Them feelings is for the dude that was beating your back out 5 years ago, that left you, that blocked you, or whatever the situation panned out to be. When you get into a relationship and you haven't healed your past, that man becomes a projection of everything you wanted to say to your father, to your exes, to your sneaky links. Everything you wanted to say to him, you want to say to him.
Yep.
He's not going to get anything positive on an emotional level from you. And that's just how it goes down because the work is not being done.
Facts. It's like a fucking smorgasbord of all of the times your voice wasn't heard. You gonna give it to that one nigga because your voice was never heard on all of this other shit. Wow.
Like a woman would submit naturally if a man was leading properly. I be seeing it like that. And I just be wondering, if I gotta go off and do my man on my own, right? Develop my leadership skills and all that, why the do I have to make you submissive? Ooh. Why do I have to make you a follower? Again, I'm not talking to y'all because you know nobody ever wears that shoe. I'm not talking to y'all. I just be seeing these memes that say that men are the reason that women are not feminine and that men are the reason. I'm not saying we ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying if I solely have to do with my process as far as me becoming a leader and becoming more masculine or whatever you deem that to be, then why is it that I also have to be responsible for the process that you have to go through to become an effective follower? I'm just saying if I gotta go do my work, you go do yours, and let's meet when we both healthy. You feel me? Because a lot of these questions be coming from an unhealthy place. You expect a man to somehow bring a structure into some that you're not ready to follow.
Structure.
So yeah,
Speak.
Not ready to follow. And that's the crazy part is because it's like we'll get with somebody and we don't even ask them what their plan is, what they going, what you got, what is your goal, what are you trying to accomplish and put into your life, right? We don't even ask that, like, not to even be a part of, but to know what situation we're going in. It's about 2 or 3 days in, we liking them, we feeling them, cheeks get clapped, and it's like, now what? Oh, you do this? Oh, I don't really like all that. Well, and it's like now you're trying to keep them and put up with shit you don't like. Settling because you think you can't get no one else.
Yeah, I don't like none of those words because I don't think any of those words fit when they say them, right? Again, standard preference, and then you always hear the backup like, why should I have to settle? Hold up. Why should you have to settle? But what are we talking about settling for? A partner who is a functioning adult? Like, what are we talking about settling for? Someone who is not going to spend $500 on your panties on a whim? Like, what are we talking about settling for? Like, why is it that this facade exists within the multitude of these females' minds that if your financial status doesn't put you up here and the things that you've done in life to a particular point haven't accumulated to put you up here, then you are actually less than, when you don't even have the things that you necessarily want me to have. Like, where does that work? Can we have the conversation about being equally yoked, or is yoke just another euphemism that we just want to throw around whenever we want to sound sexy in our dialectic extravaganzas and talking? Like, is that just a talking echo chamber point?
Yeah, people want to be cracked, then they yoked.
that is crazy.
That is a bar. That is a bar, my nigga. That is a bar, my nigga.
Hey, the bar of the night goes to AD.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, AD. Damn.
Yeah, because I thought it was dope. Just thinking about what he just said right now, I thought it was dope that people are actually talking about this idea, you know, that you are willing to open up your legs for him, but you have a problem with cooking for him, or you got a problem with like having a regular conversation with him. Like, You have problems with doing the regular things that relationship people are supposed to do, but you will open your legs on the first day. That doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense, but that's the normal thing. So if we, this is the thing that like the content creators that look decent, that talk about God, that talk about we not we the elephant in the room is free open sex taking place at will. Then we double back and talk about getting married and all of this type of stuff, and it's like, well, what
On the
about
back end.
leadership? What about guidance? Who's in control of this relationship? Who has the final authority? And it'll come to a head where you'll be saying something to this person and they'll be looking at you like, who the fuck is you talking to?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like, I feel like, equally yoked, cool, but what's how are we able to identify? Well, I'll say it like this. Shit, I'll just keep it real. You figure this shit out within yourself and you live like this every single day. What do you believe in? What do you value? How do you go towards your goals every day? Because if you're a single person, this is good. It's really the problem when you already in a relationship
And then
and
you
you're
find
not
it.
equal.
Yeah, and then you find this shit out, right? You like, fuck. That's the problem. When you get this
That's the
info,
problem.
you're like 2, 3 years in and already had a kid and y'all done brought a house together or some weird shit. Like, yeah, that's the problem. When you get this information after all of that.
And you see the relationship is completely imbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing that you can do to bring it into balance.
Nope. You can't rinse, wash, and repeat on that. And how many people, let's be for real, like even if they could, how many people are willing to take all of the utensils out the drawer and clean the fucking drawer and then re-clean the utensils and then organize and put each utensil back individually where it fucking goes? How many people are willing to do that with their relationship?
I just don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening for a variety of reasons. But at the same time, I think about it like it's really important to like understand spirituality, understand where you're going in life. If you have that person that is connected with you at a spiritual place, like y'all connected and you're able to teach and learn and be complimented and have proper chemistry, not being narcissistic, manipulative, toxic relationships, and then be trying to absorb spiritual information, what a lot of people are doing. This is 90% of the people that get absorbed. You'd be surprised the times where people will say, yeah, I'm mad at my baby dad. I'm mad at my baby mom. And all of this type of shit is like bubbling under the surface. But on the surface, this motherfucker is just happy go lucky spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
But the internet is not a place where you put out your dirty laundry. The internet is a manicured place where you only post your highlights.
That's it. It's like the truth of what's going on doesn't fit on the internet. Or
Right.
rather a nigga will put a nigga will put up a truthful video and that shit don't get enough views and a nigga take that shit down.
It don't get enough views. It don't get enough attention. The thing that gets the attention is somebody giving you the end without the how to. So
Mm-hmm.
all you got to do is pray for a better man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's not that shit goes viral. Cause now motherfuckers is just like, oh shit, I done figured it out. I'm gonna go home and pray to God that a better man, that da da da, and all of this type of shit. And it's like,
That sounds like That sounds like what you're describing is a misdiagnosis of fucking society. It's like a misdiagnosis, bro. You know, like the doctor that's giving you a medicine that's meant to treat the symptoms, not the cause.
Doctors don't heal, doctors only treat.
So when your selfish desires are the only thing that you choose to get met, you're only treating what the being is actually really looking for, really needs. You're only treating it. You're not actually covering any ground with that. Because eventually that wave is going to run out and you're going to be on to the next one, trying to redo it all over again, but you're on the same wave. You know, that's jumping from partner to partner without even healing. That's going from woman to woman or man to man and never at all spending any relative time at addressing your actual plight and problems. Like, what are you responsible for bringing to that table?
I just feel like, what are we even meeting this person for? Why are we even entangling with this person? Sometimes we just get in these so-called situationships, or we just be talking to somebody for so long that we trying to confine them but don't want to speak up to.
Yeah. Exodus. Doctors can't heal you, buddy.
It's like being like, if you like what we trying to establish and understand about certain concepts, it breaks down to certain formulas that are essential for the thing to come to pass. So it'll be like, I really want a child, but I don't want to have sex. Be hard for you to do that, right? So where we come into the spiritual community and say, I really want to have peace. I really want to have spiritual sanity and sanctity, but I don't want no man. I don't want no woman. That's saying I want a child, but I don't want a woman. I don't want a man to co-create with me. So I'm going to use my emotions and thoughts to manifest a child. And then they get a course and a class and a reading to figure out, why can't I manifest a child by myself? And then a person like me will say, you need to connect through spirit, through your relationship, because the system is already set up multi-dimensional. Laws of creation are laws of creation on every dimension.
Mm-hmm.
There's a proton, neutron, electron interaction on all levels of life.
Mm-hmm.
Proton, neutron, electron is just a representation of man, woman, and child.
Mm-hmm.
Man, woman, and child is the Holy Trinity, which is God. Don't the Bible say that the Trinity is God?
Facts.
Isn't that the formula for God?
Mm-hmm. Man, woman, child.
So therefore, how the hell do we get to spiritual sovereignty and spiritual sanctity by ourselves? Through reason, through logic, through practice, through understanding,
application.
Through application. You don't do it. You don't do it. you just sit back and you scratch your head. But then it comes to having these values within yourself at first, and knowing that as a man, you better be looking for a wife, and you know a girl that's gonna give you some pussy on a Friday night, versus a wife that's like, oh, you into spirituality, manly P Hall. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to do a book study with you. Yeah, can you teach me how to meditate? Can you teach me? Oh, I wanna learn how to, like, I just want to learn about tarot from you. Let's talk about tarot. As a spiritual man, if you're not, like, as a spiritual man that have knowledge of spiritual things, spiritual modalities, you are the key to every woman's desires and fantasies, because she wants to know about spiritual art. This is the key. This is the secret.
And that's the responsibility bestowed upon you by gaining that knowledge.
To teach it to your wife. She wants to know it.
She may not have the words to say it to you, but she wants to know.
She wants to know. Trust me.
She absolutely wants to know.
And when you pull your dick out, you ruining the flame instantly, because she wasn't even there for that. Instantly. She was there to be your wife, to learn how to connect to spirit through you. The man. That's, in the hierarchy, connected to God, connected to woman, connected to child, and we operate in that perfect union.
The sex is the cherry in that scenario.
It's the last part, and even if you don't have it, it's still a Sunday.
It's still a Sunday, bro. It could still be glorious, my nigga. Still be beautiful and all of that.
Imagine you getting your ends to meet on a daily basis.
Facts. And
imagine having a help meet.
And you don't have to take your underwear off for it.
Because what's our main problem? Our ends is having a hard time meeting.
Because we're only concerned about the end. We're not concerned about the beginning, the middle, the front, the back, the up, the down. Like, no, it's all about that ending point. Because
we doing it by ourselves.
The intention is connected to that ending point. If the ultimate goal is a nut, excuse me for being so graphic, or an orgasm, or whatever that shit is, up and down sex, then yeah, this is not for you. This is exit stage left and go find one of those tonight's conversation shows. Like, this is not for you.
If you are dealing with a man, anything you do must be done with respect. You can tell a man anything respectfully and he will do it. Anything. So I didn't come and say, so at your age, you don't even feel spend. See, 40. Your mates have built house. You are here. You buy dog today. You buy pool table tomorrow. You buy, when they do you, what did they do? You don't go grow. I never said that. Honestly, I never thought it either. Because some people say, but you don't finally tell security in your mind. Since no, it was never in my heart. Yeah, because people are wicked. But people, I know them. It was never in my heart. Never. Like I said, our source was, I also understood that we can train ourselves and change our spending habits.
I don't know what Sis was talking about. I'm gonna lie to you. Sis was on here yapping.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't understand the game. I ain't gotta be like that.
Man, oh man. Man, oh man.
I'm like, what is she saying?
So, bro, you said, what was you talking about? You said something about Meg Thee Stallion.
Well, yeah. So first she had gotten in a fight. I gotta look at it again, but she had gotten in a fight with somebody, and then plus, everyone's been talking about how, so he doesn't have an appeal, but he filed a habeas corpus. So they basically looking at it for him one more time, and they have to November 20th to reply to let her know if it's going to go through or not. So it's basically not a more of a pill, but more of a like of a chance to get it relooked at in some way.
In October 2024, the California Appellate Court agreed to hear Tory Lane's petition for a writ of habeas corpus in the case of the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. A writ of habeas corpus allows for a reexamining the reexamination of a case. Lane's petition claims that the gun, shell casings, fingerprints, and fragments from the shooting are not available for retesting, which violates his constitutional rights. A petition for a writ of habeas corpus could potentially lead to a retrial or Lane's release. Dang. She having a bad little rollout, huh?
Facts. And it's like I brought this up too because it's like, man, we gotta realize if we not messing with a woman that's helping us in the path, this is where it's gonna lead us to. It's a
10
situation.
years in jail is crazy for some box nuts. Nuts.
It kind of just makes you think like, yeah, I know like if I want to spend my life with her, I'm not gonna lay down with her.
What I missed?
We was talking about the Tory Meg situation.
Oh, man.
And like, you know, men should be smart about who they choose to lay down with.
I noticed that for me, whenever I bypass the first inclination to want to be with a woman, the truth comes out. Like, by being men, we are visual creatures. So it's very easy for us to want to wrap ourselves in how good a woman looks and the visual movie we create in our mind about how much fun we're going to have with that particular woman. But the one thing that never comes up within that visualization is, what is the downside to this good looking woman? Is there a downside to this good looking woman? And I don't think there's enough critical thinking that goes into that, because all of the blood is in the wrong area. Like, the blood is not in the main head, so to speak. And so 9 times out of 10, we're thinking through our loins, so to speak. And there is no ability for critical understanding or even critical thinking within thinking from the waist down, because there is no thinking involved with the waist down. And when we exist within a place where we were almost trained to tell a woman everything that she wanted to hear or everything that we think she wanted to hear, we were never taught that there is a cost to that. That doesn't absolve us of the fucked up decisions that we end up making as a collective, but it does lend a little bit of insight to the fact that neither one of us is actually thinking with our full capacity. Shaking your head, big bro. It's good.
No, I'm just saying, it's just crazy how on one level of the internet is all of this mumbo jumbo about respect and love and being under leadership and guidance and obedience, and then on a whole nother level is shake that ass, bitch. Let that pussy breathe.
Mhm.
Hands on your knees. Hands on your
Oh, yeah,
knees.
we
And
can
it's
go bar
like
for bar. We can go from bar. Apple pussy fat, apple pie, just
like
apple ass. Come on.
it's
Come on,
like
apple pie.
it's a spirit. It's a spirit. I know that it's a spirit out here. And that spirit is very scary to me because if you don't have a defense against spirits, then they're gonna take over. They're gonna win because the mind is not a very strong place that hasn't actually been strengthened through reality and jumping through different dimensions and understanding yourself. So if I find value in the external, then on another place I do not value the internal. And finding value in the external for a lot of people be just in what they want to have happen to them, right? And because you want this to happen for you or to you and it don't happen, now you got every excuse on the planet to be sad. Now that you're sad or now that you're quote unquote down and out, now you open up to demonic entities that come in the guise of let me help you, let
Mhm.
me do this, let me tell you this, let me do a reading on that, let me teach you on this. And a lot of it is demonic entities and demonic strongholds that you easily get off your path and you can just ruin a lot of shit in your life just because you don't have the mental strength to even know that shit, this shit not easy. Character building is character building. Being an adult is being an adult. And complaining do not solve nothing.
Hey, my bad. And the reality is that if you've never been taught and you never knew that you were supposed to know it, right? Now you out here, you just out here. And unfortunately, society doesn't create any space for excuses or reasoning in the realm of I didn't know what to do. If you're an adult, you're just simply expected to know, and that's it.
You'll be very surprised to find like people don't know. People don't understand. People will sit in their whole lives sit with this level of glamour, lack of introspection, easily triggered, space and place of unhealed that is like, I feel that talking about it, getting to a place where you understand it, it's easy to exist in relationships and be successful. But if you don't ever talk about it and you never really examine how you show up in relationships, what's more dominant, your standards or your preferences, right? If you just show up and you're just like, I value my preferences over identifying what my standards are, not out of this person in front of me, but what are my personal standards that I personally stand on, right? Shit, it's cool to say I want a person that don't cheat, and then you getting your back blew out every weekend. That's a hard sell. Or I want a girl that is clean, and you live like a slob. They not gonna really Y'all not really gonna mesh. So it's just learning how to be the person that you're trying to attract versus wanting for something that you're not even compatible with.
Yeah, how many people are capable of being hmm that's the wrong word. How many people actually are aware of the faculties within themselves that make them go, right? Like what things make you twitch, right? What things motivate you and move you? And then are you actually aware of why you want or desire a particular thing? Or is it just that society tells you you should want it?
Everybody have their own little glamour, and I think like Zachary Lansdowne, he says like glamour comes from unhealed emotions,
Mm-hmm.
right? And ways for which you want to get back at somebody, or just change the past and never really come to full grips of what has happened to you, and therefore you create this. What is glamour? Essentially saying that your desires are a trustworthy guide. So when you talk to people, they're going to say, what I want comes primary to anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I just read one passage of that goddamn book. It's a whole entire book telling you that you need to follow God's way. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is you have a set of desires that you just assume are what you should be doing. So, what work are you doing to realign with what God wants for you? If you're not doing that work, then it's hard to move in the right direction. Therefore, everything you experience feels like a crash out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help but to yell at a nigga. You can't help but to, spaz out if you triggered and all of these particular things because you've never popped that bubble that said my desires don't mean shit. If I don't accomplish everything that I set out to accomplish, I'm still going to transition out of the body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether I accomplish everything or not. It could be tomorrow, it could be in 50 years, it could be in 100 years, but it's going to be over. What did I do at an emotional level from this day into the day that I transition outside of my desires, outside of what I want? And I'm going to tell you, Serpent, I'm going to tell you, AD, most people that you come into contact with, the only thing they care about is their desires. That's glamour.
Mm-hmm.
And they never try to dissipate glamour. They never try to remove the fog. They exist in a fog. Your desires cloud your vision.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real thing. And it's like they was talking about this in the 1920s. Alice Bailey and them.
Mm-hmm.
Helena Blavatsky and them. Yeah, this is what people is going through.
Crowley
It's
got many chapters on this shit.
2024. You not gonna find somebody that says, you know what, I'm in the mode of following what God wants for me. That's why I'm in a relationship with you.
Mm-hmm.
You nigga, you're not gonna find that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If you ever get to a point where you hear somebody say, "I'm here to serve God and Him and only Him, and everything else exists through Him and through that journey of me serving God," yeah, it might be a hallucination.
Yeah, you in heaven, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the woman that you're in the relationship saying that the reason that she is in a relationship with you is because God wants it to be this way.
Yeah. Mm. Or God sent me here for you.
I'm here because God made me for you.
Best shit I ever heard in my life.
Ain't that the illest shit ever, nigga?
Illest shit, nigga. Like you could
Imagine
get
a
all
girl
my
telling
money
you
after that. Like you gonna get everything I got after that. Like,
hey, I'm Trick Daddy.
yeah.
Protect, provide. Imagine a girl saying, "I like you because of your aesthetics." It's a big disconnect, Serpent. It's a
huge
big disconnect, bro.
I like you because you got a third leg. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey man, that will be the ball part. I ain't seen some women put up with some shit because of that leg.
That third leg.
They call it the fifth sometimes.
Fifth leg. I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard that. You had that in the repertoire.
That is out of pocket, yo.
Yeah,
That is
relax.
out of pocket.
I'm just saying, man.
You pause that. You got to pause that a few times. The fifth leg is just out of pocket, man.
Fucking got an octopus over there, nigga.
Shit touching the water when he's sitting there.
Oh man, you got them Cali arms out there. Like, what the fuck, my nigga? Yo.
What was you gonna say though?
He's a funny nigga.
Who, me? No, I'm just talking about how they just put up stuff, for that extra punch. So, and I just been in readings just dealing with that, and it's just like I thought, we was talking about this somehow. They just correlated to that. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Well, the moon is the card of the day. Does that fit?
Yeah, they're not aware of certain shit they're not seeing. AKA partner getting back blown now. But not being really self-aware of themselves though, because they're putting themselves in positions where they're putting people above themselves, people putting things outside of themselves above others. Above them before they can even know themselves. So they thinking this is gonna fill them up, this is gonna give them that. But at the end of the day, it's not.
The moon is often seen as a glyph for illusion and deception. Unlike the priestess, who represents the most exalted qualities of the moon, this card represents its more challenging aspects. It represents the unknown, fear, and also things that we do not necessarily want to face. I would say that's appropriate.
And this is not pre-planned. I picked that card before the show even started.
And one thing this card speaks to is really strong meditation, because that's how you really gonna connect with your subconscious mind. Just being able to just go silent.
So, did we answer the question? Does a woman submit naturally?
Let's go back to that video because that was a good video.
They be saying like a woman would submit naturally if a man was leading properly. I be saying like that. And I just be wondering, if I gotta go off and do my man on my own, right? Develop my leadership skills and all that. Why the do I have to make you submissive? Ooh. Why do I have to make you?
So it's like, I've been told this a lot in my life, and I believed it as such. You too nice, Kyrie. You pour it on thick or da-da-da-da-da. What I've come to realize is that those girls just wasn't for me, and it was nothing that I was going to ever do to make them
For you.
Be in alignment with me, period. It just wasn't even supposed to happen. Now, it's not doom and gloom because once I understood certain principles within myself, things opened up for me. So it's like, it's not hard because the goal of this thing is to know that that person is out there and y'all made a pact in y'all last lifetime to find each other in this lifetime, and all you got to do is lock in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So a girl that's going to give you her ass to kiss is just a girl that you wasn't never supposed to be with, because relationships is not a place for quarrel. You
No.
just in a situation that's not in the Bible, that's not in the Quran, that's not in the Torah. Argue with your bitch at least once a week. Exodus 15:6. That's not in the Ten Commandments.
Mm-mm.
Quarrel is not what we're supposed to be doing. So whenever things like that happen, that's a key for me to leave. Period. I'm not arguing with nobody.
And I think that's where the connection lies for what a man is supposed to require from his partner, in that her submission is tied to her respect level for you. And so if she doesn't necessarily respect you, but she tolerates you, get the fuck out of it. Because there is no level of tricking that you can do that's going to make her respect you.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna tell like that right there. I mean, serpent. When when it gets to that point where it's an argument, and the reason for the argument is if you just did that one thing, and
Mm-hmm.
as a man, you a problem solver. So you
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, I'm gonna do that one thing, and then it's gonna be, guess what, serpent? Another thing.
The
Just
goalpost gets
try
moved.
another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, another one,
Another one.
another one. Listen,
Like she like DJ Khaled in this bitch, right?
We're the best spiritual podcast.
Another one.
another one. So if it's not, listen, a person can sit and think about how they got a problem with you all day,
Mm-hmm.
be at work all day, conspiring, thinking about how you ain't shit for real.
It's
And you
fine.
could be working at UPS, having a tough day at work, thinking like, damn, I just want some steak and potatoes when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
You come home, ain't shit cooked.
Nothing.
You walk home straight into an argument because this person is mad at you.
Mm-hmm. You come home from
But
12 hours of work and she like, why the fuck
on your
why
feet.
you ain't take the garbage out before you left? What?
Yeah, I'm still mad about last night. You gotta be
You,
real conscious of this.
you ever
In this
you ever
life.
you ever have one of those discussions that you might have said the wrong name in your sleep, or she went to sleep and had a dream that you was cheating on her?
I've been active polygamous since 2012. That's the first thing I'm saying on the first date. First time I talk to a bitch, I'm poly. And then I remind her every week on Friday. I gotta,
Every
I
week,
gotta,
bitch, I got
I gotta
holes.
alert.
I got
I
holes
gotta
in
alert.
different area codes. Like,
No,
we not about to do this.
you're not about to get mad at me for my natural disposition before I ever met your
Everywhere I
ass.
go, I see the same.
Hey, hold
Before I
on.
met you, I like variety. After I
Bitch,
met
I
you, I
got you
like
this.
variety.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Uh-huh.
It
My
might
shit.
not be every day. It might be once every 5 years. It might be
Yeah.
once, sooner or later. Something gonna happen, and you're gonna be mad about it. like you ain't never say. No, everybody in the goddamn universe know I'm poly. It's just one of those things. You be mad at me for being something that I am.
That's a fact.
I
That's a
am what I
fact.
am, and I'm not what I am not gonna be.
Yeah, the first date. First date.
And I think that's one of those things that a lot of women have a hard time accepting because they look across that grass and see that there are plenty of women that are willing to do it. You know what I'm saying? So like she can't stand on business and talk about a one-on-one monogamous relationship when there are plenty of good looking and great fish out here that are willing to share. You know what I'm saying? That's hard for a program monogamous person to accept.
But don't nobody want nobody that don't nobody want.
Facts. Facts.
So that is what they call
Conundrum.
a conundrum that has to be reconciled within the woman day one of the first date with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Or,
you do it for me, you do it for me, but you're just not gonna be the only one. What you mean? Listen.
and you might be the only one for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about
Not,
that yesterday, right? With Tretch and Salt and Pepper. And
mm,
Qabblah, he said the relationship ended because she was sleeping with their girlfriend behind his back. In that case, the man got jealous. So
yes, it'll be like, I come in, they having sex with dildos, they both getting cut off. Y'all using a 10-inch dildo. Y'all know what I'm working with. Y'all playing in my face. It's over. It's over.
I
I'm out.
quit. Bitch, you
I'm
cheating on me.
Y'all both cheating on me with the 10-incher. The 10-inch vibrator.
Yo,
I don't vibrate like
Yeah,
that.
you talking about that?
yo, yo. That's real talk right there. That's real talk right there.
Makes sense to me. He walked
Makes
in.
perfect
They
sense to
got
me.
they got the double cider. It's
Listen,
about
I
a
am the
foot
jealous.
long.
It make perfect sense to me because I am the jealous type. I will let you know.
Yeah,
Powerful.
it makes sense to me, man.
So basically, what we're saying is that there's nothing that we are supposed to do that can make a woman naturally submissive. Is that what we're saying?
No, because if she not submissive, it's her loss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's not to say like it might not be good for her. It might not be good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be in a miserable relationship because that's not in the Bible.
Nope.
You can't give me the Bible verse. You can't give me the Quran verse. You can't give me the Bhagavad Gita verse that's saying kiss my ass all day until I feel happy.
Yeah.
When I think about relationships, whether it's poly or whatever the case may be, I don't see motherfuckers getting mad at each other every other weekend for whatever reason. And if you can bear witness to poly relationships existing throughout the world, or you can bear witness to certain relationship dynamics that work throughout the world, um, you either going to get with it or get lost.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. It's 9 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
Don't make the mistake of being with one person that's going to give you their ass to kiss because they haven't done no inner work. It's a million different alternatives than sadness, darkness, and depression.
Facts.
It's millions of alternatives. And if a
Facts.
person presents you with an alternative for bettering themselves, support it. be behind it. But
even if it ain't got nothing to do with you.
especially if it don't got shit to do with you. Hopefully it don't got shit to do with you, because that's my time to get on the NBA 2K.
Word.
Do your self-care work, sis.
Word.
And
Live
we turn that
live
game
your
on.
best life, sis. I'm about to go watch AD on this GTA real quick.
No, I'm about to hop on that Xbox and get freaky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, they don't know what to do after you turn that game on after that argument. They be
Oh, when you cut the game on, it's like, oh, you just don't love me no more.
Oh, I married a kid.
Don't you got something better else to do than sit there and play that game?
I want to cuddle.
an entrepreneur.
Bitch, talk about I want to cuddle. Like, bitch, you know I ain't like to cuddle before all of this shit.
No, but hobbies is what's necessary in a relationship. Inner peace necessary in a relationship, because what you have is somebody that is looking for you to fill voids, and you're not a void filler.
Mm-hmm.
God will fill your voids, not your husband, not your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Man, because
God is the healer.
It's like you can sit down between her legs and get your hair done while you playing the game. She could be knitting while you playing the game. She could just sit on your lap and read. It's all things you can just chill out. I'm just saying, man.
All of the shit that niggas probably visualize happening but never happens, right? I think finding a woman that's okay with you being happy doing other shit than being with her is as rare as it is finding love in this world.
And man, find a woman that likes you is being with a woman that likes you is being with someone that don't like you is man.
Yeah, I don't want no broad that like me. I want a broad that respect me, and that's it. I'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, you don't gotta like me, because I'm gonna say shit that you ain't gonna fucking like.
I'm a foul mouth nigga, and my discipline is harsh, right? So you ain't got to like me. You gonna respect me though.
I speak in a way that I'm not factoring in if you like what I'm about to say or not.
Facts.
I already know that about me.
Facts.
And I need you to understand that I'm just saying it how I'm saying it, I'm not even attacking you. And if you view it as an attack, which you could very well do, then you got to come within your understanding that I'm just not the man you need to be around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the man that you need to talk to, because the way that I'm talking is not in your wheelhouse, and that's cool.
Especially when you got calm voice, you ain't yelling.
Yeah.
It's like what you crying for.
That shit is okay too. Some people need to be tone police. And I understand that my tone is just not going to be extremely conducive to everyone. Like, I know that there is a special ear that has been created for this voice. Period.
And that's cool. Ain't nobody about to be arguing for whatever reasons that you drum up in your mind and in your head. So, like, peace and love and happiness and finding the right person, I truly believe in that. But I will tell you the difference between that and dealing with somebody that's going to be quarrelsome.
Mm-hmm. The fluff.
Be a troublemaker.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Let's take care of some business, man, before we get out of here, man. Let's talk about business, bro. What's going on? What y'all got going on the business side of things, Phils?
Final chapter to Journey to the Being. My new ebook is done. I'm just in the editing phase. Probably be about another day before I'm ready to post it and put it out. But it is an extensive manual. I made it extremely digestible for the collective. It is nothing extremely complex outside of a lot of rituals, a lot of practical application, and a lot of explanation. So I'm excited about that. It's my magnum opus. So look for that within the next week and probably the end of this week. And we have some moringa powder that we're adding to the Flame On shop. And we're also going to look into some milk honey stuff that we want to get out there as well. AD's been in the lab. You know, he's always got that lab coat on, even in his head. So yeah, we got plenty of stuff coming down the pike, but we're really excited about this new ebook as well as the new products we're adding to the flameon.shop.
Big shout out to the Flame On Shop. I say to it. Don't know where I'll be without it. All the niches to the flame. I say to all y'all. Really had got so I've been really working on trying to get the flame pill really out there and meet people and talk about it. And I have finally got another gym where I can post a product up where people who see it, where they can scan a QR code, read some information about the Flame One pill. So it's pretty cool. So now I have two gyms that is showing off my product. So just want to thank the team and ancestors. So just been trying to work on that, expand, get in more places, and just let people know what we bring to the table, how we can help them with their athleticism, help them with just energy levels, all the above, resting. So I'm just grateful for the plan.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I guess I kind of skipped over this. So Journey to the Being, this is going to be an ebook slash pamphlet with applications and rituals involved in it. And we are talking about alchemy, the nervous system and the neurological system, chakras, consciousness, higher and lower, tantra, sidereal astrology, Qabblah and the tree of life, meditation, and the mycorrhizal network. So I'm trying to connect everything that goes with the being because this book is essentially about you and it's a journey back to you. So yeah, like I said, we're real excited about this and I'm in the final stages of this and it should be ready in a couple days.
I'll say.
Type shit, man. Links in the description, flameon.shop. And once we get the being in stores, we'll have a link for that.
Make
Check
sure you
out White
subscribe to
Rap.
the email list.
What you say?
Make sure you subscribe to the email list to the Flame One Shop.
Okay, yes.
Absolutely.
Necessary. Any type of marketing things that y'all trying to do, build your business, expand your platform, join the Discord, got a new candy bar called a Mr. Hood bar.
Ooh.
I ate it last night. It literally tastes like a drumstick. Took it out the fridge. Them drumsticks is super good. I was just up all night, so you know what I'm saying. I was actually sleep all day. I just been in a different world, trying to get back to reality. So thank you, thank you to the Flames for the space. Thank y'all for the time and the energy. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Get to the Discord, support the businesses that are in the description. But like I said, if anybody wants help, we got to do another marketing powwow. We should talk about some marketing stuff on Friday because it's very important whether you doing books or having products. If don't nobody know that you selling something, you could have the assumption that you have a bad product or you don't, you're not going to make no money. But if people just don't know, and it's your responsibility to inform them, to teach them, to elucidate them on everything that you got to offer, every detail pertaining to what you got to offer, so that you can communicate clearly and effectively and generate more sales for your business. Just shit that I do every day on a daily basis to support my children with no job, not as a flex. If anybody hiring, DM. But at the same time, it's a blessing to be able to know things and to see other people grow and expand their businesses and their platforms is what we all about at the Initiates for the Flame. So please join the Discord,
Absolutely. And if you're in the Discord already, and you have anything in connection to what my big bro just said, you need some help with your business, you want some help with your business, you might be a little bit reticent or reluctant to ask, please don't be. I am a servant first, and I believe wholeheartedly in helping those get to where I am, especially if I am a little bit further ahead. That's what this collective is about. And if you're unsure, put it in the chat so we can get sure.
Yes, sir. Anything before we get up out of here, AD?
Y'all have a good dream. Neptune Pisces.
Absolutely. Have some great dreams. I'll share to that.
Peace to the tribe. Peace to the collective. We up out of here.
Initiates for the flame. You are now programmed to drop dem draws. Have you been maintaining your flame?
You underestimated your child.